Organize or agonize. This was a statement I learned close to 2 decades ago, and it has transformed my attitude to life and to leadership. This is Leaders Arise with Demola Awoyele. Today, I want to speak to the subject of structure and organization as being major things that leaders are supposed to put in place if they would enjoy productivity in their life and their endeavors. Don't forget, we have been looking at becoming a business leader, emphasizing at this latter part of the episodes that you have got to add leadership to your life, your business, your endeavor, if you would make something tangible out of it. It is not enough to be in business. You must be a business leader. Like I told you much earlier, some people are in what I call busyness. They are not into business. Why? They are not deploying the principles that make for success in life and business. And I've done justice to a few of those principles on this platform of Leaders Arise. So today, I want to wrap up all I've been discussing for the past couple of weeks on business. And today I'm speaking about organization, structure, and organization as being elements of business leadership. Do you want to add leadership to your business? Begin by ensuring that you put structures and you put organization in place. Structure is what ensures organization. Organization is what brings order, and order is what brings growth. Don't ever forget these 4 things in that order. Structure is what ensures organization. Organization is what brings order, and order is what brings growth. I know a lot of people are desirous of growth, of expansion, of success, and of course of productivity in whatever it is they do. But you don't start from there. You start from structure. Structures bring organization. Organization brings order, and order brings growth or success. But there is yet another word that is critical in this discourse, and that is system. So permit me to give you these 5 words very quickly: system, structures, organization, order, and success. Can I repeat that again? System, structure, organization, order, and success. What you want is success, but what you need is system that will bring about structure, that will bring about organization, that will bring about order, and we ultimately bring about success. Several years ago, a few years ago, I taught a teaching on system, structures, and success. You may want to take advantage of that powerful teaching on our website. You will see it on our store, destinyimpactchurch.org/store. You can get that message and leverage it for better understanding of our discussion today. So let's begin by discussing those 5 things, maybe 4 of them, because success will be a natural, all right, manifestation of a well-structured life and leadership. So the business of leadership is to put systems in place. The business of leadership is to put systems in place. I'm sure you must have heard of the systems that are in our body. We have the digestive system. We have the reproductive system. Can you imagine if we have to go to God every time if we want to digest food? God has put systems in our body that will ensure that food is being digested when and how they should be digested. Can you imagine if you have to go to God if you want blood to circulate around your body? You don't have to do that, because when God created you, He created a system called the circulatory system. Can you imagine if you have to go to God every now and then if you want to, to breathe in and out? Respiration. No, God actually had put system in place. We call that respiratory system. These are organs and whatever it is in your body that coordinates that process of respiration. The same thing in leadership. One of the ways a leader can reduce their struggle, can reduce their pain, that's why I said organize or agonize, can reduce their agony in their life, in their business, in their ministry, in their endeavor, is by putting systems in place. Systems ensure that things can run and flow freely without the direct involvement of the leader. God is not directly, as it were, involved in the processes that take place in my body, because He has put systems in place. The same thing in your business, the same thing in your career, the same thing in your work, the same thing in your church or ministry. When you put systems in place, it reduces agony. It reduces stress. It reduces your having to intermeddle with what goes on in the operation. Why? Because systems have been put in place. When we talk about system, we are talking about the coming together of two or more factors that bring about a healthy flow of operation. Just like the respiratory system, you have the heart, all right, or the circulatory that pumps blood around the body. All right, you have the nostril and all of that. Biologists can better explain that. You have the reproductive system containing several organs, or maybe a few organs that make up that system. So in your leadership and in your operation, whether it is in business or in career, what are those organs you have put in place that ensures that operations are able to be carried out in a healthy and in a seamless manner? Then of course, when you have system will ensure that there is structure. Because in my respiratory tract, or whatever you want to call it, there is a structure. The structure talks about how this connects to this, who does what and what does what. That is structure. So it is when we put systems in place that structure is enhanced. Then of course, when there is structure, can I further beat it down to somebody? Who does what in your operation? Who is responsible for what? A life in which anything goes, nothing eventually goes. I'm sure you must have heard before now that the job that is left for somebody to do will eventually be done, but the job that is left for just anybody to do will eventually be done by nobody. So structure says task must be assigned to the people that they need to be assigned to, because if you leave the job just for anybody to do, it will eventually get done by nobody. So somebody must take ownership or must take responsibility for different tasks that exist in your operations if you want that task or that job to be done. And those are the matters that arise when we talk about structure. Who does what? What does what? How does this connect to this or that? Who reports to who? What must be done before another is done? Because when you put systems in place, it ensures that that kind of structure is in operation as far as your business or your endeavor is concerned. And of course, when we have structure, we have organization. That means things are organized. Things are organized. And can I repeat what the statement I began with when I started this episode? That you either organize or agonize. Actually, God in His wisdom has put the mechanism of pain in our lives so that we can spot what isn't right. So there is a blessing in pain. There is a profit in pain. Can you imagine a life without pain is a life without progress? Most of us will not be where we are today if not for some form of pain that we experienced or suffered some time ago. Listen to me again. A life without pain is a life without progress. But it is not enough to have pain. It is important you learn to interpret your pain. Pain is actually an announcement of disorder or disorganization somewhere. Some people have stomach upsets. Why? Because there is a disorganization somewhere. Maybe the kind of meal that they shouldn't have eaten, they went ahead to eat it. So their stomach is already complaining. It's announcing to them that something is not right. And until they go eject that thing out of their system, they would continue to experience pain. Then, of course, if pain persists, it brings about death. So many businesses are dead today. Career, church ministries are dead today. Why? Because when pain was signaling disorder or disorganization, leaders that should be in charge of that operation, they overlooked it, and that pain eventually caused death. So what am I saying today? Ensure that you pay attention to the announcement of pain. Are you suffering financial pain at the moment? That pain is a blessing in disguise. It's announcing to you that you need to organize your finance. Are you experiencing pain in your marriage, pain in your ministry, pain in whatever aspect of your life or business? That pain is a blessing in disguise, because that pain is telling you the area that is disorganized in that your life and your endeavor. And leaders are supposed to pay attention to the announcement of pain and let that announcement of pain force them or encourage them to bring organization to areas that is disorganized. What are the burdens of disorganization? Number one, wastage of time. When there is disorganization, there is a waste of time. Tasks that should have been completed in 2 months will take forever. Tasks that should have been completed in 2 days can take forever. Alright, growth that should have been experienced in a matter of months in a business or in career can elude those people. Why? Because they are allowing disorganization. Can you imagine if you just get to your wardrobe? A lot of people do that, particularly teenagers or young people. That's not a standard anyway, but you get to your wardrobe, you remove your shirt, your tie, your socks, your suit, whatever, you just fling it somewhere, alright, in your wardrobe, because you don't want to take the pain. Alright, there are two types of pain. There is a pain, alright, of process, and there is a pain of problem. The pain of process, say, I'll go through this pain to do things the way I should do it, even though it's painful, it's disturbing, but I will do what I'm supposed to do so that I can prevent myself from the pain of problem. There is the pain of process, there is a pain of problem. If you don't submit to the pain of process, you will end up becoming a victim of the pain of problem. So you get to your wardrobe, the process is fold your cloth or hang your cloth the way they need to be hung. There is a place that your socks are supposed to be placed. There is a place that your tie and all of that, your trousers and all of that. But because you don't want to go through the pain of process, you just fling everything wherever it is you want to fling it. The next time you get back to that wardrobe to pick a wear to put on, you will discover that you will waste time or spend some great deal of time in picking the right wares. So disorganization bring about wastage of time. Number two, disorganization bring about confusion. Confusion. Have you faced your wardrobe one day and you are just confused? Some people literally snap. They just go blank. Because things are disorganized, they are confused, they don't know where this is, where that is. So you enter some business today, there is confusion. You enter some churches today, there is confusion. Everybody is running helter-skelter. Why? There is disorganization. So where there is disorganization, there would be wastage of time, there would be confusion, then needless to say, there would be pain. That's a pain of problem. Because disorganization will bring about problem. And when problem persists, it brings about pain. And nobody wants to romance pain in their life and in their endeavor. So having understood the burdens of disorganization, it behooves on you as a business leader to ensure that you put the right system in place that will ensure your life and business is structured, and of course, that will bring about organization. And like I said previously on this broadcast, that you don't have to be big to be organized, but you have got to be organized to be big. The more organized you are, the more chance you have to be big. And the bigger you want to go, the more organized you be. Don't wait until you are big. Can I give you one of the blessings of organization? Like I will discuss very shortly. There is prudence, there is proper management. Most time what you think is not enough is more than enough, if only you can be organized. That little money you think you have is more than enough, if only you can organize your daily expenses. All right, those few staff you have in your company, they are enough maybe at the moment to give you the breakthrough you are looking for in your business, if only you can organize them. So the question is not the number of staff you have, but how much of structure and organization that is put in place. And this is a leadership matter. You can drive a big company with just 3 staff, 4 staff, but somebody can have 20 staff and the business is not flying. Why? Because the more the number of staff they have, the more disorganized they become. So bring organization to bear on what you do. You will ensure that you will achieve more even with little resource. And the 4th point is order. Of course, when there is organization, there is order. And everybody wants to do business with people who are orderly. Order. Whereas organization is ensuring that things are put where they should be put, order is a product of organization. When you see order, you know that there's people who are organized here. And if there is anything that you should note about order today, is the fact that order attracts God's blessings. Order attracts God's blessings. Order attracts God's blessings. The order also attracts fine minds. Fine minds. Order attracts excellent people. Disorder attracts mediocres. I don't know if you are there, you are wondering why you have only been attracting mediocres to your business, maybe as employees, or attracting mediocres to your church, maybe as a pastor. Permit me to say that I don't believe anybody is mediocre. Even if they come as mediocres, a good church will make excellent people out of them. But I'm saying you are attracting the kind of people you don't want to attract, or you don't like to attract. The problem is not the people, the problem is the order. You don't attract what you desire, you attract who you are. You don't attract who you desire or what you desire, you attract who you are. So if I want to attract orderly people, those who have respect for law and order, those who have respect for time, those who have respect for excellence, then I've got to put excellence in place. I've got to put order in place, because I will attract who I am, not who I want to attract. So order is a manifestation of organization. When you get to that business environment, you see everything is in order. The Bible supports order. The Bible supports order. In John chapter 6, the miracle of multiplication of bread and fishes. Some other portion of the gospel talks about the fact that before Jesus multiplied the loaves of bread and fishes, he ordered that the men, or he commanded that the men be seated down in groups of 50s, maybe of hundreds. So as they sat down orderly, the blessing could manifest. In Genesis, when God began creation, the Bible said the earth was without form and disorderly, and the Spirit of God was only hovering around. It could dare do nothing because there was disorder. And the first thing that God did was that God brought order, which began by asking light to come. He said, let there be light. So when there was light, there was order. When there was order, the blessing of creation could manifest. As I round up in some couple of seconds, I want to encourage you, put order You know, I didn't start with order. I began by saying put system in place. I continue by saying system will bring about structure. Structure will bring about organization. Then, of course, you begin to have order. And finally, maintain order. Order is not automatic. Some people began with order. They ended up in chaos. That's why the job of elders is to maintain order. The job of leaders is to maintain order. Because people don't do what you expect. They do what you inspect. And as you do all of the things I've been sharing for the past couple of weeks on business and leadership, I want to pray for you today that you will experience business breakthrough, business success more than you have ever experienced before. I look forward to hearing your testimonies of greatness. Till I meet with you again on another inspiring episode of Leaders Arise, go right there and make success out of your business. Bye for now.